Great to have Ian Castleberry playing with us and talking NFL Gold Nuggets. And, folks, we got a lot to get to today. It's presented by our friend David Kreisman and his staff at DC Kreisman Jewelers. Hey, Ian, how you doing, lad?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Hey, we're good. Mike Gore's excited for our Bills takeover question. This will be some good stuff. But first, let's go down to the Lone Star State. Tyrod Taylor named the Texans starter. Okay, Ian, I mean, this isn't necessarily surprising with everything going on with Deshaun Watson. So, is Deshaun the backup? Is he inactive? We don't seem to be getting a straight answer from the Texans.
Well, the last I saw, Deshaun Watson is on the active roster, but he will be a healthy scratch for week 1. So Tyrod Taylor is the starter, as you mentioned. Davis Mills should be the backup. And then Jeff Driscoll is on the practice squad. So if there's an emergency situation, it looks like Driscoll would play, which is unimaginable if you have Deshaun Watson. They're available, but, reports out of Houston last week were that the Texans were prepared to sit Watson for the entire 2021 season, at least while these legal issues clear up, the 22 lawsuits that are against him. Will he get out from under that? Or is that a situation that the Texans and the NFL will have to deal with? But also, Watson, he's due $10.5 million this season, which, of course, is significant, but it's less significant than when his extension kicks in, his 4-year extension next season, when his salary escalates significantly. So this might be a situation where the Texans are gonna keep Watson out, wait until these legal matters clear up, if they clear up, and then maybe wait for a trade market to establish for Deshaun Watson, notably the Miami Dolphins. If the Miami Dolphins aren't getting what they want out of Tua Tagovailoa, maybe they'll say, okay, all right, we're willing to give up the 3 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round picks that the Texans reportedly want for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and Mike and Ian, really what I'm hearing is that the door is not shut by Miami. They're publicly saying, yeah, we're sticking with Tua. He's our guy, and Stephen Ross maybe isn't comfortable right now, the owner, bringing Watson in with everything going on. But who's to say that's not going to change, Ian?
No, that's just such a disruptive change to make on a team. And, of course, you don't want to make a trade like that and then, a week, 2 weeks in, suddenly Watson can't play. I mean, similar to, what happened with Antonio Brown a couple of years ago with the Patriots. But another factor is that Miami would still need to clear $16 million from their salary cap to accommodate Watson's contract. And that's just a lot of money to move off the cap going into the regular season. That might not be something the Dolphins can do until the off season, deciding who they want to keep, who they're going to clear off. So again, I think if the Dolphins are in play for Watson, they're going to take, I think, a year to kind of move all the pieces necessary to get that done.
Yeah. What's the rush, right, Mike Gore?
Well, the Dolphins were 10-6 last year, and Tua Tua was the quarterback for most of the season. Of course, Ryan Fitzmagic helped some with that, but now Tua's got more weapons. So this is, I guess, Ian and Pat, do you look for this as kind of a put up or shut up year for Tua, maybe?
Indeed. Agreed on that for sure. And he's probably feeling that as well. Ian Castleberry joins the Wise Guys on the DC Kreisman Jewelers Wise Lines and our NFL Gold Nuggets feature presented by DC himself. All right, here we go. We're going to hit on this a little bit later on in the segment, but Pat Mahomes is a favorite to win MVP, Ian. How much do you like him to win that?
You can't go around picking Patrick Mahomes, right? And he's significantly ahead in terms of odds for most valuable player. But I like Aaron Rodgers to make a repeat run here as most valuable player. This could be his last stand in Green Bay. He may want to just, stick it to the Packers front office, General Manager Brian Gutekunst. If he wants out of Green Bay, he's got his best buddy Randall Cobb back. Their receiving core might be the best it's been in 2-3 seasons in Green Bay. I think that the Packers look like a pretty heavy favorite in the NFC North. So I would go, if I was making a bet, I would pick Aaron Rodgers.
Now, Mike, we're gonna hold off. I want you to make the case for Josh Allen, because he's been mentioned as well, but not necessarily by Vegas. So we'll get into that here in just a little bit. As Ian Castleberry plays with the Wise Guys. All right, the Broncos, Bradley Chubb, briefly detained by police. Ian, what happened there?
Yeah, this of course it sounds serious when a player gets arrested, but Bradley Chubb was arrested for a failure to appear in court last month. He'd been charged with driving under restraint, which in Colorado could mean, was his license suspended? Did he have too many points on his license? Did he have a prior arrest for DUI, which I don't believe Bradley Chubb has had, but he has had several speeding tickets, so it's possible that he's accumulated too many points on his license, and his license was revoked, and so for him to be driving, would be driving under restraint. Also, he had expired license plates.
Jeez.
So certainly these are misdemeanors, and I don't think it's anything that the Broncos expect will keep Bradley Chubb from playing in Week 1. But anytime you see an NFL player or any athlete getting arrested, it does raise an eyebrow.
It's kind of refreshing, Mike Orr, when they're arrested for too many speeding tickets as opposed to, I don't know, Deshaun Watson and all of that going on.
It's called an OFA, a failure to, a failure to appear.
You would know that, right?
Yes. Lisa, I wish Lisa was here to explain it a little bit more. But these things go out every day, or every day there's a traffic court, and people just sometimes miss their traffic, and there's an order for arrest because you're supposed to be in court and stuff. You shouldn't miss court when you're supposed to come to court. You shouldn't do that, but it happens more, and so I don't think this is. And as far as having expired tags, I mean, we've all had that and stuff, yeah. And so that's something. As long as he gets it taken care of.
I remember. One time I was pulled over for expired tags, like 4 months, and the officer he just said, "Man, I normally give you a break, but 4 months." I'm like, I know.
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
you, buddy.
So it's anyway. This.
But then I go in and see an assistant DA, like say your wife, like Lisa. And they basically said, "Did you get this taken care of?" I said, "I did. Here's the proof." And they said, "All right, get out of here."
Right, exactly.
That was a great day.
Yes,
for sure.
But so this can be. I hope he has a good attorney that this can be taken care of. But just for you folks out there, if you have to go to court on a traffic ticket, go.
Don't miss.
Don't miss because you can be arrested.
Yeah, absolutely. Good words there, Michael Gore. For sure. It's nice to know we have Lisa in our back pocket if we need to go into legalese with a lot of this stuff. But Chubb is a really talented defensive lineman out of NC State. I think he was a number 3 pick overall just a few years ago. He's a good one. So if he can use that same energy on the field that he does in his car, he'll have another solid season for sure. All right, Ian Castleberry, we go out further west. Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers head coach, remaining quiet on whether Jimmy Garoppolo or rookie Trey Lance will be a starting quarterback. But Ian, did Jimmy G let the cat out of the bag?
It certainly appears so. If a coach is going to be coy about his starting quarterback, Week 1 is the best time to do that because teams are never going to have less film on a team than Week 1 when they haven't played a game, and there is no tape other than some preseason appearances on Trey Lance. But Kyle Shanahan won't say, but Jimmy Garoppolo said he, quote, has a good feeling about the starting quarterback situation and was smiling, which you have to think would not have been his reaction if Trey Lance was going to get the start. You could certainly make the argument that if you're going to start Trey Lance, hey, start him against the Detroit Lions in Week 1. But I think Garoppolo, Shanahan might be going, with Trey Lance barely played last year. So this might be a situation where Jimmy Garoppolo at least plays a couple of games before they feel comfortable with Trey Lance. But I expect Trey Lance to play against the Lions. I think, we saw in the preseason that they probably have a package just for Trey Lance, maybe with some running plays, some RPOs, things like that. But, yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo, you see the smile on his face. I think it's pretty safe to say he's going to be the starter for the 49ers.
Never tell him a secret, for crying out loud. And obviously, Mike, Shanahan's been looking at that possibility, as Ian just mentioned, of maybe having some packages for Trey Lance. I think that would be the best way to go. I wouldn't put it past Shanahan to tell Jimmy, just go up there and give the impression that you're the starting QB. I mean, who knows, man?
Should be interesting. Ian, I just want you to know I'm smelling upset there. I'm smelling upset.
Whoa!
I'm smelling upset with the Lions. I'm smelling an upset.
From your
with the
lips to Alex Karras' ears there. That'd be great.
I'm smelling upset there.
I'm smelling alcohol on your breath. Are you kidding me?
No. The game's in Detroit, right?
Yeah. Which that could be the 49ers have to go out west. But boy, there's still the Lions are just so uncertain. What are they going to be on offense? They just completely overhauled that entire roster, all the schemes. Jared Goff, how is he going to look? Your confidence gives me confidence, but I still like the 49ers here.
Yeah, well, here's the deal, Mike Gord. I'll just say this: if Detroit beats San Francisco in the Motor City, I will buy you lunch.
Okay.
Anywhere you want to go that's named Burger King. We'll be good to go.
Right next door and stuff.
Right on that.
Before, I know we have the soccer segment coming up, but when it comes to predictions, I think we had a prediction about the European Cup final between England and Italy, and someone on this show said that Italy would beat England on penalty kicks. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm trying. Oh, that's right. I predicted that. If I recall.
It wasn't me. Soccer. That's that sport on Ted Lasso, right?
I've got to see that, man. Everyone's raving about it. All right, so we'll see. But no, I'm serious, Mike. Lunch anywhere you want to go. As soon as we get out of this whole COVID mess. So let's look maybe 24, 25. We'll be ready to go.
Detroit 24, San Francisco 21.
No, he's even throwing a score in now. Nice. All right, let's get to it. Ian Castleberry with the Wise Guys. And let's get ready to play with our friends, the Buffalo Bills.
Shout, kick your heels up and shout, throw your hands up and shout, throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right.
All right, it's our Mike Orr Buffalo Bills takeover question for this Thursday. Of course, Mike, a huge Bills fan, and Ian kind enough to always accept a Bills question each and every week. All right, so here we go, guys. So Las Vegas says Mahomes will be the MVP, but fan money, the fans are saying it's going to be Josh Allen. Ian, we'll start with you. You go on with Vegas or the fans? You said Mahomes would certainly be a good pick. Where do you put Josh Allen in all of this?
Yeah, I think Allen, I believe, is third in the current odds. I think that's a good place for him, just ahead of Tom Brady. I don't like Lamar Jackson to win MVP. I think Allen's right about where he should be, behind Mahomes and Rodgers.
All right, Michael Gore.
I would concur with that. I mean, there is
what? No complaint?
No complaints at all with that. Don't forget, a year ago at this time, we were just wondering if Josh Allen was really the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, and there's even some talk about, well, if Allen doesn't make it, maybe Aaron Rodgers could come in and. In 2021 and stuff. So what people in Buffalo are hoping, there's not going to be regression, right? He's going to be just as good, right, as last year. And they're kind of, they want to see it again. So if he wins it, great. But I think Buffalo fans, you just have another great year. And if you win it, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. Just do what you did last year.
Well, all right. We'll see how that goes. And again, he could nail down the MVP.
He could. He's a great guy to pick on your fantasy team because he can obviously he can. The Bills are going to throw it a lot and his legs, and I think he's being a little smarter with how he's when he runs the football. He's not going to lead the team in rushing like he did his rookie year, and we can't have that happen again. But he's a guy that can score a touchdown on a running play or something. So he's a good guy to have in fantasy, and he certainly could win it, but. I've got no problem behind Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. That's two pretty good quarterbacks,
yeah.
and what an elevation from where he was last year to this year.
No kidding. It was definitely a breakthrough year for Josh Allen. Ian Castleberry joining the Wise Guys. Always great to have Ian Thursdays here on the show for our NFL Gold Nuggets, and we've got a lot of them. All right, Ian, other than Mike Orr predicting an upset, Detroit over San Francisco in the Motor City, what other Week 1 storylines are you following?
I'm very curious how the Steelers' offense is going to look against Mike Gore's Bills. The new offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, Ben Roethlisberger coming back. Will he be healthy? Najee Harris in the backfield. What is the Steelers' offense going to look like against a very good Buffalo Bills defense? But overall, it's amazing how many teams are going to be playing new quarterbacks this season, beginning with Week 1. Of course, we have rookies, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. But, the Lions are going to have Jared Goff. Is Carson Wentz going to play for the Colts? I believe he is. Mac Jones, another rookie for the Patriots. We mentioned Tyrod Taylor earlier. Sam Darnold, what's he going to look like in his Panthers debut? The Washington football team, they're bringing in Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know if we could put Jalen Hurts in this category with the Eagles. Teddy Bridgewater, our old friend with the Denver Broncos.
Jameis.
Jameis Winston with the Saints. And how's Matthew Stafford going to look with the Los Angeles Rams? I think big things are expected. I'm very excited to watch that game on Sunday night. So, yeah, I think the new quarterback, to me, is the big storyline in week one.
Wow, man. Mike, I'm trying to remember a season where we started with so many, new quarterbacks for so many teams. So
it's definitely been a while, but it should be. Boy, just make sure you whet your appetite for Sundays. There's going to be a lot of good games on, and it should be exciting. Start with tonight.
That's right. And tonight, of course, it is Buffalo. It is. I'm
glad the Bills are on your mind there. Yeah. We're going to indoctrinate you. We're out there. We're going to indoctrinate you. Neil and I and others.
It's that Bills cult here in Asheville. Of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Cowboys tonight to open up the NFL season. So, Ian, on a scale of 1 to 10, what chance do you give the Cowboys tonight against the defending Super Bowl champs?
A 3. Will Tom Brady? Will somebody revoke his parking pass or hide it or something, and he won't be able to get into the parking lot? What's the line you guys see on this game? I saw at one point it was 9, but then I saw 6.5.
I saw 7.
Okay, 7. So, but I would take the Bucs there and the 7 points. We don't know what the Cowboys are going to look like. Is Dak Prescott going to come back healthy? But really, Tom Brady and the Bucs offense against that Cowboys defense, I think is just a terrible matchup, or a great matchup for Brady and the Bucs. A terrible matchup for the Cowboys. I like the Bucs big tonight.
Well, wait a minute. The Cowboys have a new defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, and Dan has always been successful against Tom Brady teams, right? Oh, no, he hasn't.
Oh, a little shot across the bow there. Ian, have you been watching the Cowboys Hard Knocks series?
I did not. I saw that incredible drone shot. Was that in episode 2 or episode 3? I saw that online, but I have not been keeping up on Hard Knocks this year. I don't know. That show kind of, I think it maybe has jumped the shark for me. But you liked it this season?
Well, yeah, kind of. Honestly, I was in the same boat as you, and I'm like, you know what? I'll check this out. And it's been fascinating. Of course, every episode has to have a big segment on Jerry Jones because, well, he's Jerry Jones. As I say, he's done everything in the last 25 years, 30 years to improve this franchise, or 25 years, but win a Super Bowl. What he's built down there is amazing. And I've always said, right, he's a Hall of Fame businessman and marketing person. He sucks as a personnel guy. The problem is Jerry thinks he's great. Jerry thinks his business savvy carries over to football. Ask Dan Snyder, ask a lot of these guys. It does not. Stay out of the way. Let the guys you hire do the job. But I've been kind of following the McCarthy-Dak Prescott relationship, and I've only been through 3 of the 5 episodes. I'm going to try and catch at least 1 or 2 tonight before that game begins against Tampa Bay. But, it's fascinating. It's the Cowboys back at it, but it's Jerry Jones. It's all the ego. And Shoop, I asked Shoop about this. I said, what do you make of the whole Hard Knocks thing? He says, it's tough for him to watch. He says, because, he's known some of the coaches that have been on that program, and it's like, he says, and I'll paraphrase here, like, it's amazing how these guys, how they act differently when the cameras are on them as opposed to the cameras not being on them. So take that for what it's worth, for sure. All right, so Ian,
I'm not just saying this as a Lions fan, but if they have the Lions on Hard Knocks next season, I want Dan Campbell on Hard Knocks. I think that is gold waiting to be mined.
He looks like it for sure, man. That dude's like half out there. So that'll be, I would definitely watch that for sure. So let's keep an eye on that. Ian, we always appreciate you, friend. Have a great rest of the week. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much. Great talking to you guys. Mike, I just got a call from the Wise front desk. You'll be forced to take a breathalyzer test before you are allowed to leave the building.
You're going to be a happy man on Monday.
Oh, the good thing is
I can hear the roar from Motown right now.
Well, don't worry. Mike's already lawyered up with Lisa, so he's good to go, buddy.
All right, thanks so much, guys.
Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Be well, Ian. One of the best. Ian Castleberry with the Wise Guys. Writes for awfulannouncing.com, also thecomeback.com. He also is an editor for both national websites as well. Great to have Ian with us, presented by David Creasman and DC Creasman Jewelers.